Earlier this year, I handed over $7,000 for a coaching program without ever speaking to the person on a call. No discovery call, no objection handling, no three-step close. I just watched their content, read their offer document, and said, I'm in. But here's what's crazy. If I'm willing to do that, then why are most coaches still spending 20 hours a week on Zoom calls with tire kickers, trying to convince strangers to trust them? Over the last 7 months, I've made over $500,000 for my coaching business, and 90% of those sales happened without a single sales call. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to enroll high-ticket clients using trust, not pressure, so you can stop living in a calendar full of discovery calls and start actually helping the people who are ready to work with you. This is episode 2 in a 3-part mini-series where I'm showing you how to build a client ecosystem so you never have to worry about getting clients for your coaching business again. Now look, for years, the default way to sell high-ticket coaching has been the same. Get someone on a call, pitch to them for 45 minutes to an hour, handle objections, and then close the deal. And it works. But it also means that your calendar is packed with strangers every single week, and you're spending more time selling than actually helping your paying clients. Now, the Scale Harder bros will tell you that the answer is simple. Just book more calls, hire setters, hire closers, build a sales team, and remove yourself from the process entirely. But here is the problem with that approach. It's a prison. You end up spending more time training and managing sales teams instead of doing the work that you actually love. And those closers don't have your skills or your passion. They're just collecting a paycheck. Now, I know this because I lived it. Last year, I had a coaching business doing over £70,000 per month. I had 7 members of staff, and I was living in Dubai with my pregnant wife, and I couldn't even spend time with her because I'd removed myself from the process. I was putting out fires, I was managing team, I was doing all of this shit that I didn't want to be doing because I'd built my business like a prison. I hated it. I hated my day-to-day. I felt disconnected from my clients. I didn't know their stories. I didn't know their struggles, what was actually happening in their lives. So I burned it all down and rebuilt from scratch using the client ecosystem approach that I'm about to teach you. In episode 1, I showed you how to attract the right people into your ecosystem using growth tax ads, long-form content, and enclosed communities. But getting attention is only half of the equation. The real magic happens when you build enough trust that people don't need sales calls to say yes. Remember that Google research that I mentioned in episode 1? 7 hours of content across 11 touch points on 4 platforms before somebody feels like they know you. When you build a client ecosystem, you're not trying to convince someone to trust you in a 45-minute call. You're giving them 7 hours of proof that you know what you're talking about, that you've helped people like them, and that you're the real deal. So by the time they reach out to work with you, they're not asking, how can you help me? They're asking, how do I get started? Now, most coaches are stuck in one of 2 traps when it comes to enrolling clients. Trap number 1, they spend 10, 15, 20 hours a week on Zoom calls with tire kickers who ghost them after the call or need 3 follow-ups before they make a decision. The Scale Harder bros call this pipeline management. I call it a freaking waste of your life. Trap number 2, they hire a sales team to do the calls for them. And now they're spending their time training closers, reviewing sales calls, and dealing with refund requests because the sales team has overpromised and underdelivered. But here's what nobody tells you about hiring teams. If those people were actually good at selling coaching, they'd be running their own coaching business. They're not, they're working for you, and they're literally just there to collect a paycheck, not because they believe in your mission. That is just the truth of the matter. So if the old way doesn't work, what does? This is where the enroll phase of your client ecosystem comes in. Instead of trying to convince strangers to trust you in 45 minutes, you build so much trust over time that when they're ready, they just say, I'm in. Here's how it works. Your growth tax ads and your long-form content are bringing in qualified leads every single day. Those leads are consuming your YouTube videos, reading your emails, and engaging with your stories. And when they're ready to take the next step, they don't just book a call, they DM you saying, hey, I'm in. But here's the key. You are not asking them to take a massive leap of faith from consuming free content to purchasing a $5,000 coaching program. You're giving them smaller steps along the way. This is what I call the micro offer stack, and it is the secret to converting attention into clients without using high pressure sales tactics. Most coaches are asking people to jump across a Grand Canyon. You're following me on Instagram, and now I'm asking you to pay me $5,000 and just trust that I can help you. That is a huge leap of faith. And in a market where trust is at an all-time low, most people just won't do it. So instead, we make a stream, not a canyon. So here is how it works. Instead of going straight to high ticket, you offer a micro offer. It's a small, low-cost program that delivers massive value in a short period of time. Maybe it's $200, maybe it's $500, but here is the key. You deliver everything that you would in your high ticket program just over a shorter time frame. Now, this does two things. First, it gets people to take out their credit card and make a small vote of confidence in you. Second, it lets you prove that you can actually help them, which makes upselling them into your high ticket offer frictionless. On average, over the last however many clients that I've signed up, 50% of my micro offer customers upgrade into my high ticket program. That's not because I'm a great salesman, it's because I've already proven that I can help them. Now, whether you're making a micro offer or a high ticket offer, there are 5 rules that you need to follow if you want people to actually say yes. Rule number 1, make your offer for one person, one problem, and one promise. If you try to be everything to everyone, you resonate with no one. Rule number 2, make smaller leaps of faith. Remember, think of that analogy of getting people to jump over a stream as opposed to jumping over a canyon. We just covered this. Rule number 3, make promises that you can keep. Look, when Alex Hormozi released $100 million offers, every coach on the internet started making wild guarantees that they couldn't fulfill. Lose 10 pounds in 2 days or I'll refund you and give you a foot massage. And now trust is so low and down the toilet because people have been burned by coaches who overpromised and underdelivered. Sometimes a realistic guarantee is more attractive than a wild one because it feels genuine. Rule number 4 is make offers daily. An offer isn't just buy my 5K program, it's also download my free resource or join my free community, grab my micro offer. You should be making offers every single day. And then rule number 5 is give more than you ask. I call this reciprocity equity. Every time you put out valuable content, you build equity in the marketplace. The more you give, the bigger the withdrawal you can make when you ask. So give 10 times more than you ask. And when you do ask, people will be ready to say yes. Now, here's where it all comes together. Once someone has consumed your content, joined your community, maybe even bought your micro offer, when they're ready for your high ticket, you don't need a call, you just need a document. I have what I call the offer document. It's a carefully curated doc that basically explains what working with me looks like. It covers who my offer is and isn't for, what they get when they work with me, what's expected of them as a client, and of course, what the investment is. That is it. Someone DMs me a keyword from my YouTube description. I ask them 2 simple qualifying questions to see if I can help them. And assuming that I can, I send them the document. People literally reply saying, it's amazing, I'm in, or they say no. And that's absolutely cool as well. No objection handling, no 3-step close sequence, just cold, hard cash. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Over the last 7 months, I've signed 80 high ticket clients, with about 80% of them never needing a sales call with me. That's over $500,000 in revenue with no setters, no closers, no sales team. My client Will hit his goal of 20 clients and 20K in the bank by May, and we started together in February. Mark took £3,500 in his first 2 weeks of being in the program. James landed £18,000 in new business in 1 day. These aren't anomalies. This is what happens when you build trust first and sell second. So to recap, the Scale Harder Bros will tell you that success is booking more calls and hiring a sales team, but that is a prison. The real way to enroll clients in 2025 and 2026 is to build so much trust through your client ecosystem that people just say, I'm in, without needing a call. But here's the thing. Getting clients is only valuable if you can actually get them results. Because if you can't deliver on your promises, your reputation is toast and your business will not last. That's exactly what I'm going through in episode 3, all things empower. I'm going to show you the exact delivery system I use to get my clients world-class results without needing a team of coaches or spending 40 hours a week on Zoom calls with clients. If you want to see how to scale your coaching delivery while keeping clients happy and your calendar free, make sure you watch episode 3. If it's up already, I'll put it here, and trust me, it is nothing like the Scale Harder bros are teaching. By the way, if you want access to my free resources and community for online coaches and consultants, then just follow the link in the description of this video and I will grant you access today. See you on the next one, amigo.